Hey everyone, and we're with Coach Garrett Campbell today. Chief Pigskin traveled over to Jacksonville, Illinois, to Illinois College to visit with Coach Campbell, and we're real pleased to have him on Chief Pigskin and some of the things that he has shared with us today. We know you're going to be excited about seeing some of those things. Coach, you guys have got things going pretty well here now. You had a 9-1 season last year, made the playoffs, and you've really turned the corner here. Tell us about some of the things that you believe in as far as teaching the players when you first came in.
Yeah, well, one of the goals early on was to create a culture where we're going to be successful, where we're building a program as opposed to just having a few good teams or a couple good seasons. We wanted to build a program where the culture was established, and you go to the great programs, and that's what you see, just a culture of success. A couple of things that for us that are critical really are our value system and what we believe in and how we kind of what guides us essentially is our pillars of our program, our values, and those are faith, courage, and class. Faith in each other. Faith that if I'm asking a young man to do certain technique that and he may not understand, that he's just going to have the faith that Coach is teaching me, and I'm just going to believe him for now. I'm not quite sure where this is going, but I'm going to believe him. And conversely, if a kid's running a little late to a meeting and he shows up 5 minutes late to a meeting, I'm pretty certain I'm going to have faith in that kid and know that if he's late, there was probably a legitimate reason why. Obviously, we'll discuss it later on, but we're not going to interrupt the meeting and make a big deal of it. He just comes in. But we're going to have faith in each other. The next thing is courage. That every day, like I tell our guys all the time, every day there's going to be something new that socks you in the gut. You just got to have the courage to get through it and know that the character that you have is going to shine through in that courage, and that basically what it becomes an action every day is to have the courage to get through what you're doing. It's funny, the sun does come up the next day, the birds are chirping, everything's going to be okay. Life's never it's difficult at times, but it's never as hard as you think it is sometimes. So we want to have the courage to get through it. And the last thing is class. We tell our kids all the time there's two types of class. There's first class and no class, and everything we're going to do in this program is going to be first class. Now, I don't have the same kind of budget that Coach Beckman over at U of I has. Obviously, he gets to spend a few more dollars than I do. But at the same time, it doesn't stop us from trying to do things in a first-class manner, how we travel, the equipment our guys wear, or just how we treat each other. We want to make sure that we're very respectful and treat each other in a first-class manner. But we let those values guide us. Quite honestly, our team rules are very simple. We like to treat the young men as young men. We have some expectations for them that we set forth. But our team rules are very simple. Be on time, be honest, communicate, and no pity parties. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Life's rough, get over it, kind of thing. But those are our team rules. We're not going to get too wrapped up in a lot of other don't do this or don't do that. We don't want to restrict our guys. We want to make sure that they're able to kind of have a great college experience, understanding that they're held to a higher standard versus other students on campus. But we want them to understand that how to live their life in a good way. They are young men. They're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. And so we just have the culture that we've created where they can be successful.
What was the program like when you came here, and what did you guys do, some things that you did to try and turn things around a little bit? And also, tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you came to Illinois College.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the second question first. My background, I grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Orange County in the OC. Our players make fun of me all the time for that. I ended up in Central Illinois. But, I moved around the country a little bit. I was a graduate assistant. I kind of took the normal route that you would take. I was pretty fortunate. I became an offense coordinator at a pretty young age at Menlo College. And then I moved on to Carthage College up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and we had the best 4-year span that they had in the history of their football program. Did some good things, finished 5th in the nation. Finished with an 11-2 record one year. Did some fun things. Took the job here at Illinois College. I took it at an awkward time. I got hired in the middle of May in 2008, which is kind of a weird time to take over a football program collegiately. Recruiting is done, strength conditioning is done. The kids have already taken finals and gone home. So basically, when I got here, I didn't have a staff. I didn't have much of anything going on, quite honestly. It was really kind of a difficult transition. My family was still 5 hours away, my wife and daughters, so that made it even more difficult. What I found out really quick, though, we didn't, a couple things. One, our roster size wasn't very good. We had about 70 to 75 players. But what I found out is those 70, 75 players were very passionate about football, and very passionate about being successful. At times, they may not have been the best athletes, but they were very passionate about what we're doing, and they bought in. We talked about our program about being on board, and they were on board pretty dang quick. We finished that record. We probably beat a couple teams. I think we were picked 9th that year, finished 6th, I believe it was. We did some things that kids knew right away that we were going to be forced to reckon with over time. We needed to increase our roster size, which we did. We need to retain our kids, which was absolutely critical, which we've done. So my first recruiting class, even though those kids in 08, the freshmen in 08, I consider them my guys, I didn't recruit them. So my first recruiting class didn't come in until 09, so they'll be seniors this year, which is kind of fun. But, quite honestly, we need to change the culture, and I think we did that. A lot of what we did off the field, I think, was critical. A lot of, how we go about our study habits, how we get them in touch with the resources on campus for them to be successful off the field. We knew we were going to be successful on the field because that second year we had 28 kids who were academic all-conference, meaning they had a GPA over 3.2 and that they had lettered in football. Now, while we were young and finished that year with a 5-5 record, you could tell we were going in the right direction. We need to keep recruiting and keep retaining our kids, and I think we've done that with, with some vigor, to be quite honest with you, and it's been a lot of fun. So.
Well, last year was a special season, 9-2 season, trip to the playoffs, 9-1 regular season. Those kind of seasons don't come along every day. But you've raised the expectations a little bit. But last year had to be a special season. Tell us a little bit about last year, some of the highlights, and did you expect that good of a season?
I don't go into a season saying, hey, we're going to win this game, we're going to lose this game. I don't. Quite honestly, I don't believe we're going to lose any game. And that's a confidence that maybe that's sometimes rubs people wrong, but I don't ever think we're going to lose. But going into last season, I thought we were going to be pretty successful because the year before we were in a position where we could have won the conference. We had started off a little slow in 2010, came back, and next thing you know, with 2 games left in the season, we're in first place, alone in first place. We needed to win the last 2 games on the road against 2 teams that we could have beaten, but we weren't mature enough to win those games. So what happened was we played a little slow. We didn't do the things we had done because all of a sudden we had the target on our chest. Last year, I think teams thought that we were going to be pretty good, and I think we had a little more of our target on our chest, and our kids had matured from that previous experience, and we became just a much more mature football team. We were able to win close games, which is critical. We believe that we have to win the last 4 minutes of every game. So we won 9 games. But 4 of those we won in the last 4 minutes of the game, and that's where I think separated us from being probably an average team to being an excellent team, the best, quite honestly, the best team in school history. It's those last 4 minutes, and it's the maturity of the guys to be able to do that. I think going into this year, what's going to be a lot of fun is knowing that there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of positive energy, positive talk about, hey, you guys are in a good position, yada, yada, yada. There's also negative where, they're not that good, or, that was a fluke or a one-year wonder kind of thing. What we've expressed to our guys, you just got to ignore the noise. I do believe we're a good football team. How that's going to play out, I guess we'll see. We just got to believe in ourselves and what we're doing. But we got to ignore the noise in the meantime and just go out and play ball and have fun with it. I think that's kind of the critical thing.
Well, as you go into this season, of course, coming off a season like last year, and the program has progressively gotten better, you know now that the expectations will be a little bit higher. So how do you approach this season, and what will you be telling your guys?
I've told the guy, and I've already expressed this to him last spring, and when we wrapped up spring ball, that the expectations are going to be raised by other people. I don't think for us they've raised. I think the last 2 years our goal has been to win the conference championship. We've fallen short of that, even though we were very, very close both years. But everybody else, again, go back to the noise. The people are talking, and we have to be able to ignore that noise. But understand that we are going to get everybody's A game this year, where maybe last year we didn't get everybody's A game every game. This year, everybody's going to bring it because they know they have a chance to knock us off. Because I think we're going to be in a position where we're going to have a chance to win the conference. And so people know that we're going to be tough. We have about 95 returning players from last year's team, which anybody knows that's a lot of players coming back. And out of those 95, I'm saying about 85 of them had played during the game. So we've got experienced playing time guys coming back. So we're really excited about that. But it's a matter of our guys being able to focus on a daily effort and their own responsibility and their own individual commitment within that daily effort. And that's my job as the coach, the head coach, is to make sure that we stay focused on a daily basis and do not get complacent. And I don't think our kids will. I think they're driven. I think that they know they have a chance to do something that has never been done here, and that's win the Midwest Conference championship. And but it's going to come down to one day at a time. And in no way will we think about Game 10 in August. And I think that's the critical thing.
Well, Coach, thank you very much, and I'm sure you'd welcome any coaches to give you a call or come visit anytime.
Absolutely. We would love it. Come on down and visit. We've got a beautiful facility. I love talking ball. And one of the things that has been fun for me is moving down, basically being a California guy, moving to Illinois, moving to Wisconsin, and then to Illinois, is meeting so many coaches who are passionate about football in the Midwest. And what's fun is being able to sit in a room and talk about the things that we do. And I think some people might be surprised at how much, I know I personally, having a dad who was a high school coach and a college coach, how much I get from high school coaches. The one thing I ask is that if you're going to come and talk ball with us, be ready. I'm going to ask you a few questions too, because there's going to be some things that we're going to be able to pick your brain on. But I love sitting in. There's nothing better than sitting in a room with a chalkboard and just talking ball with coaches. So, and by all means, come on down. IllinoisCollegeAthletics.com is our website. Come on down, and we'd love to have you.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck this coming season. And once again, Chief Pigskin thanks you for your cooperation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.